Are you like me? When I set a goal to do something, I like to start on a Monday or the first of the month or the biggest motivator, the first of the year. Well, what if we started right now and made it to the finish line at the sound of the starting gun? Wouldn't that be an awesome way to start the year? Hola, I'm Caroline from Mediterranean Minutes. Welcome to the channel where you can learn to eat the Mediterranean way every day, no matter where you live. I'm going to commit to building a few simple healthy habits by January 1st. I'll post my progress on the community tab, and you can do the same if you want to. That way, I'll have two things going for me. One, making a public commitment to posting my progress will help me keep my word. Two, having you guys join in creates a buddy system that always makes sticking to it easier when we're in it together. So in this video, I'm going to serve up a bunch of ideas all based on the Mediterranean diet to spark your own plan. Just figure out what healthy habits will make the biggest difference to where you are in your own healthy journey. And set the goalpost wherever you want it to be. Do you want to lose a pound a week? That's totally doable. Do you want to save some money and eat less junk food? It's pretty easy to avoid if it's not in the house or within arm's reach. Do you want to add some light exercise to your routine? You can do it, especially if we do it together. And I'll start by sharing which ideas are on my healthy habit wish list so you can hold me to it. Of course, before we begin, if you enjoyed today's video, please stay tuned for my updates to this healthy challenge in the community tab, and report your own if you'd like. If you want to make sure you don't miss anything, then if you're not already a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and set your notifications bell too. But for now, let's get started. Reducing saturated fats is a good overall goal, but a smaller, achievable start is just to cook with that favorite fat in the Mediterranean, olive oil, instead of butter or lard. I pretty much swap out butter for olive oil in every recipe I make, and I have for years. And by the way, I want to take a minute and bust that myth that cooking with olive oil is unhealthy or that its smoke point is too low. Not true. When normal frying temperature is 375 degrees and extra virgin olive oil smoke point ranges from 350 to 465, you're well within the range of not losing all the healthy qualities of olive oil when you cook with it. And if you want to learn even more about this, you should watch my 4-part class about olive oil. If you're trying to learn to eat the Mediterranean way, then straight up fresh ingredients that haven't been tinkered with is the way to go. But if you find yourself in the prepared food aisles, get into the habit of looking at the ingredient list every time you pick up a can or a box. If there are any words you can't pronounce or have never heard of, it's a pretty good indicator that it's an ultra-processed food, and plenty of research proves these UPFs might be contributing to weight gain, heart disease, or cancer. It's not a new idea to eat at least 5 fruits and veggies every day. They're the biggest part of the Mediterranean plate. But I'm trying something new, and I'll be interested to see if it makes a difference. I'm going to set 5 fruits and veggies on this tray on the kitchen counter in the morning that I plan to eat and commit to making sure they're gone by the end of the day. I'm hoping it'll be a solid visual cue and help me with a little meal planning too. This is the total opposite of out of sight, out of mind. Staying well hydrated is a really important part of any healthy diet. But frequently, I don't drink enough liquids during the day because I just get busy and I forget. So I'm planning on putting a glass of water within arm's reach all around the house and taking a break at tea time for a little cup and a healthy snack. And speaking of snacks, having healthy options in easy reach is another way to make healthy choices. Put a small bowl of nuts on the counter right next to a piece of fresh fruit. Have a few options like some olives or carrot sticks in the front of the fridge where you just can't miss them when you open it up looking for a little something. We're halfway through the list, but I want to share an idea from a book I'm reading called Atomic Habits about a way to form habits that stick. The author calls it habit stacking. Attach a new habit to a well-entrenched habit you already have, like drinking a glass of water, new habit, after getting out of bed, an old habit, and before that first cup of coffee, another old habit. The thought is just that it's easier to create a new habit when it's surrounded by other habits you already have, which leads to the next idea. Number 6, move after eating. This one comes from this morning's newspaper about some new research that shows moving around, even for 2 to 5 minutes after eating, can reduce blood sugar levels and help your body get a jump start on processing all that healthy goodness you just ate. So using the habit stacking on this one would be pretty easy. since I have a habit of eating every day. Number 7, magical fruit. Beans and legumes are mainstay sources of plant-based protein on the Mediterranean diet. But as good for you as beans are, sometimes it's really hard to go from theory to practice on this one. Because for lots of people, the gas that comes from beans is no fun. But it can usually be solved with 2 simple approaches. Take it slow and gradually add them to your diet. If you don't eat them at all, enjoy them just once a week. If you eat them once a week, try twice. And if I'm using dried beans, I soak them in water with a little baking soda overnight and replace that water a couple of times before cooking the beans, and this seems to help. Number 8, change it up. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a creature of habit. But when it comes to food, it really is better to mix it up. So whether I buy a pre-mixed bag of greens or try a few different types of fruit, I'm going to work at getting past my go-to apples and blueberries all the time and change it up by making it a habit to try something different a couple of times a week. Number 9, 15-minute walk. Getting some exercise every day is a core principle of the Mediterranean diet, and 30 minutes a day might be the standard, but when your to-do list is too long to make that happen, and especially during the holidays, it can be pretty tight. Just fit in even 15 minutes or a few fast 5-minute bits. Park at the far end of the parking lot when you do your shopping. Walk around for an extra 15 minutes at the mall, or turn on some music and dance in the kitchen while you're making dinner. Number 10, break time. Sometimes when something is a hot new trend, I tend to take it with a grain of salt, so I'm late in embracing intermittent fasting. But if I just think about it, it's as simple as finishing my last meal of the day at 8 o'clock at night and waiting until 8 in the morning for breakfast. Not so tough, right? That's it for a few things we can do right now and feel awesome by January 1st. Luckily for me, some of these things are already habits, but as promised, here's what I'm committing to starting right now, and please stay in touch on the community tab to help me stick to my word. Number 1, setting out 5 fruits and vegetables on the counter and making sure I eat them by the end of the day. Number 2, staying more hydrated and drinking more water. Number 3, walking around for a few minutes right after a meal. Number 4, trying some new fruits and veggies at least twice a week. And one I didn't mention, but remember getting into the habit of simply saying, no thank you. It's a perfectly okay response to a platter of cheese or cookies at those holiday get-togethers. Here's to hoping that everybody has a wonderful, healthy holiday season and that we can all finish the year off right. Cheers.